And what's up, everybody? This is Fierce Francis over here from Playeressence.com, and welcome to another episode of Player Essence Cross Nintendo. We got a really good show lined up for you guys. A lot of good stuff happening in the news in the week of Nintendo, so definitely let's go ahead and get right into it. But first, I want to discuss some original content that we have over here on Playeressence.com. We have one of our first community reviews for Project Cross Zone on the Nintendo 3DS. From MGS 159. What's up, man? Thanks for the review. Definitely hop over to playeressence.com and check it out. I'll put that in the description below. It's a great review on the big cross-up title. It has Sega, Namco, all sorts of characters mixed into there. It really is a cool game. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check out the eShop demos. They're really good, and the game is out, so check out our review, and then if it's your cup of tea, definitely go pick up the game. There is limited editions over at GameStop, so if you want to get that, definitely pick that up now before they're all gone, or you can pick up the game digitally on the eShop for $34.99, so you get a little bit of a discount there. Alright, so next we're going to move on to the Nintendo News Desk. This is the best Nintendo news for the week, and we got a lot of stuff, some concerning things here and there, but first I'm going to start out with that. So Atlas, the mother company, Index Corporations, has filed for bankruptcy. There was some type of deal that they were being investigated for improper bookkeeping, so they're mishandling financial records and things like that. So they were kind of shaky, 2 weeks ago, and now they filed for bankruptcy because it looks like they have been misplacing financial data, or basically lying about the financial data through bookkeeping. So that can have definitely an impact on games like maybe Persona 5. So I'm a little worried about that. Now, I'm not worried about games that have already been released or games that are scheduled, so you don't have to worry about Shin Megami Tensei 4 coming to the States and Europe. That game's still set. Everything's still good there. Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem, that's good there. Nintendo's taking care as far as the funding goes, so that game's still going to be made. But games like Persona 5, games that are in development that we don't know about, that was basically being funded through Atlas and Index Corporations, those are the type of games that we should be worried about. So hopefully Atlas can pull through. I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm not a lawyer or a legal expert, so I really don't know. But this is definitely not good news. Atlas is one of the best JRPG developers out there, and I definitely don't like to see stuff like this. But hopefully, if they need to find a new publisher or a new mother corporation, that's good. Hopefully everything can just work out, just because I love Atlas. I love their content, so I hope for the best for them. Alright, next we're going to move on to Nintendo had a Nintendo Direct on Wednesday. It was basically going over Pikmin 3. Miyamoto was playing Pikmin 3 with a famous comedian in Japan, and it looks really cool. Of course, the game looks sharp, looks good. Plus, they released a new overview trailer. It's in Japanese right now, but it's still cool. You can check out some of the new features. Pikmin 3, I didn't get the first two, but I know I'm going to be getting this one. It looks really good, looks really innovative, looks really fresh. It's definitely something new and different that you don't always see in gaming today. So I'm definitely going to be picking up Pikmin 3. It looks good. So check out that overview trailer on Playeressence.com when you get a chance. Alright, next we're moving on here. Nintendo says that they still make hardware. They're still in the hardware business to fine-tune their software. So their software, or the hardware that they build, it's fine-tuned and, it's for their software. They work in perfect harmony, and that's according to one of the Nintendo PR reps. And I've always said this: Nintendo makes hardware for their software. They have certain goals they want to accomplish with their software, and they make a hardware platform for that. And they're one of the only companies out of the big three that can do that. They're the only ones who can do that, just because their games are very diverse and they need a certain they need certain aspects for that. And they talked about, as far as the integration of the gamepad and stuff that they're going to use for The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. It's a really nice interview. Go over to Playeressence.com. You can check out more on it. But yeah, I definitely agree. They do work in perfect harmony, Nintendo's software and hardware, and it's going to continue that way. Nintendo's fine, no matter what the haters want to say. They're fine. They got a lot of good content coming out. So, not worried. And yeah, I like to see that, because with 3 hardware manufacturers, that's more competition, that's lower prices. We need that. So no problem for me as far as Nintendo making hardware. Next, Miiverse has been updated. Now, this is a pretty cool update. Before, you could only have 100 characters as far as posts go, so sometimes, man, you'd really have to abbreviate things. But now they've actually increased that to 200 characters, so more than Twitter. But also, speaking of Twitter, you can also put your Miiverse posts, so you can link them to Twitter. So really cool options. I mean, from when Miiverse first came out, it was very bare bones, very basic, very minimum. All the games were laid out on one thing. Now you have communities, sub-communities, E3 developer rooms. Now you have Twitter integration. You have bigger posts. So Miiverse is just getting better and better. You can attach screenshots. You're going to have Mario Kart TV. Legend of Zelda's coming out with some cool Miiverse stuff. So like I said, Miiverse is one of the most interesting and unique features. I like the fact that they integrated a whole new social network. I think it's really next gen as far as features go. So I can't wait till they add maybe video, they add clips from your game, stuff like that. It's going to be very interesting going forward. But yeah, Miiverse being updated, 200 characters, Twitter integration. Keep it coming, Nintendo. All right, next we're going to move on to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is $40 at a lot of places. I've gotten reports that Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is $40 at Target now, and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is also $40 on Amazon. So if you're holding off on getting that game, now would be a great time to pick up Monster Hunter on the Wii U. It is a fantastic game. I've played it myself. It definitely takes some time getting used to, but if you got a good crew that you can play online with, or you can find some guys over at Playeressence and boot it up and play some online, it's really fun. It's really in depth. A lot of challenge and skill and layers that you can just peel away at. So I mean, definitely great game. So if you can check it out, got some extra money to spare, definitely get it. But I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't. Nintendo has a huge barrage of games coming. So if you have the money to spare, go ahead and pick it up. All right, next we're going to move on. The GameStop president says that Mario Kart 8 and other big titles are going to push Wii U sales this year and next year. And that's 100%. It's definitely going to happen. I've been actually going around on different sites and people are saying Nintendo's lineup isn't going to move consoles. But it's funny because all the games that they're bringing out were like multi-million sellers but on previous systems. So I mean, I don't really understand how games that were really popular on previous systems isn't going to help push the console. And then when you look at all the games, I mean, they have one new IP, of course, Platinum Games, The Wonderful 101, but you also have Super Mario 3D World in December, which, remember, that is the sequel to one of the highest selling 3DS games, one of the highest selling games in the industry, Super Mario 3D Land. That game sold over 6 million units and is still selling to this day from being released 2 years ago. So people are writing that game off just because it's not the big, huge Mario Galaxy game. Please, that game is going to sell some units, definitely going to sell a lot of units. We Fit You, another game people are just writing off because it's a casual title. Remember, that game sold 20 million units on the Wii. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean there's not going to be a lot of other people that don't like it. And if Nintendo markets it right, markets it on like OWN and networks, networks for women and things like that, that game's going to be huge, and it's definitely going to move Wii U's. People are going to remember Wii Fit and pick up a Wii U for it. Of course, you have games like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong is one of the most disrespected franchises. I've gotten very prominent people that have told me, no, it's not going to do anything, yet every single Donkey Kong Country game that comes out is a good seller, is really good. I mean, you look at what the Donkey Kong Country Returns on the 3DS did, how it's pushing sales and how it's at the top of the leaderboards, you know what I'm saying, for sales numbers. And all of a sudden now, Tropical Freeze, nobody wants it. I mean, Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii sold over 5 million units, so I really don't see where people are coming with this. I mean, Nintendo has a lot of games that did really well. Even Pikmin 3, a lesser-known title, did sell 2 million units, the last one. So, I mean, people are sitting here saying that it's not going to push units, that these games aren't anything, yet they sell more than games coming out on other systems. So, I don't really see why people are saying these games aren't going to help sell the Wii U. I don't get it. People like these games before and bought systems before. Why not now? I mean, yeah, it's not Metroid. Yeah, it's not, even though Metroid doesn't sell as much as any of the games that I mentioned. But yeah, it's not the mature, gritty title that people think sell a lot. But these are games that are going to expand the audience, that are going to push the gap. I mean, in the fall, when a parent is picking up a system, they see the Xbox One for $499, they see the PS4 for $399 with no games, and they see a Wii U for either $299 or they see one for $350 with Nintendo Land, and they can pick up another game for still cheaper than the PS4 and way cheaper than the Xbox One. Do you think parents are going to go with Mario and a $300 system, or $499 system that you have to pay for everything separate extra? I mean, it's just funny, this stuff. And not only that, but it's not even, like, the Xbox One isn't even coming out worldwide. So, I mean, people are still saying the Xbox One's going to outsell the Wii U this fall, which is, oh, God, which is a bit crazy. But, hey, look, I can understand why people are saying maybe you're not excited about it, but I think the lineup is very good. So, I agree with the GameStop president. The titles are going to push the Wii U's. I don't really give a crap what you think about Donkey Kong Country or anything like that. It's been proven to be a seller before in the past. It's been proven that a 3-year-old Wii port can push 3DS sales up. All of you guys saying that it's not going to, you guys can have a seat. You guys don't know shit. So anyway, so let's move on to the next topic here. So that basically wraps up the Nintendo News Desk. I basically got out everything that I wanted to say, and we got all of the content as far as Nintendo news goes. So next we're going to move on to the main topic, and I'm going to talk about Metal Gear Solid 5. Alright, so now we're going to move on to Metal Gear Solid 5, and look, if you don't know the news, I'm really upset because Metal Gear Solid 5 isn't coming to the Wii U, but here's my problem. My problem is that Metal Gear Solid, of course, Metal Gear Solid 5, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PS4. And what I'm questioning is the Xbox One version of that game. And I know Kojima's been going out and being basically a big supporter of Microsoft, and I don't know why he's a big supporter of Microsoft. I'm pretty sure they're paying him money to put his games on the system. I'm actually damn sure they are, because any Metal Gear game that's came out on the Microsoft system hasn't done well. It doesn't really seem like people are interested in the Metal Gear franchise on the Xbox 360 or Microsoft platforms. I mean, all you gotta do is go back and look at Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on the Xbox 360. I mean, for an install base of supposedly 77 million plus, and that game only sells less than 300,000 K worldwide, do Xbox 360 owners seem interested in this? I mean, why aren't they purchasing the game? I mean, it's not a multiplayer shooter. Are they not interested in it? I mean, the PS3 version of Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear Rising completely crushed the Xbox 360 version. I don't understand why Kojima continues. I mean, if he isn't getting paid, I'm playing both sides here. Why he continues to support Microsoft, and he's giving them Metal Gear Solid 5. When Metal Gear Rising didn't sell at all. I mean, and you look at the game didn't even come out in Japan. So not only are you limiting your sales potential, because you're going on a system that's more about multiplayer shooters than about single player experiences and action games. Not only are you limiting your sales because you're probably not going to sell anything in Japan, and that game was a big seller, Metal Gear Rising was a big seller in Japan. You're not going to sell anything in Japan, so you're limiting your sales to a fan base that doesn't even really care about single-player games as much. They're more about multiplayer shooters. All the best-selling games on the Xbox 360 are multiplayer shooters. I don't understand why there's not a Wii U version. I mean, you'll get sales in Japan. It's going to help push the system in Japan. You're going to get that, and then you're going to get sales here in America too. And not that, but it's a less crowded market. With the Xbox 360, there's so many different shooters and so many different games coming out for the system. You have far more competition, even for a big name like Metal Gear. There's far more competition, whereas with the Wii U, how much competition do you have? You don't have, in that space, that mature-themed stealth action game, what else do you have? You have Splinter Cell, and that's it. And as far as games like that, what else do you have? It might be a better option to put the game on the Wii U. It could sell more just because of the lack of competition-wise as far as other games go. So I'm not really sure why Kojima won't put Metal Gear Solid on the Wii U. Another thing that I want to talk about is that he said one of his excuses is that, oh, well, we don't know how to use the controller. But last time I checked, the Wii U has lots of different controllers. You can use that one right over there, the gamepad. You can use this one right here. That's fine if you don't know what to do. This one. And this controller has all the same buttons that Wii U gamepad in the back there has. So I don't really see what the problem is other than making an excuse. I mean, and they made Metal Gear Solid for the 3DS, and that used a second screen. You used it for the map, and you had a quick touch for your weapons. I don't really see why there's a problem with that. Off TV play, Wiiers don't want much. Just put a map on there. Put quick swaps like Resident Evil. We're fine. We're happy. That's good. Make it off TV play. It takes no development time at all. It'll take you nothing. Anybody can do that. Even that crap GIMP port Mass Effect had some okay touchpad integration. That was a launch title. I mean, come on, Kojima. Obviously, I'm losing respect here for you because it seems like you're making deals with the devil with Microsoft, and your game's not going to sell on there because Microsoft fans haven't been supportive of Metal Gear. I mean, the fact that Metal Gear Rising, like I said, is basically bombed for a system with that big of an install base. I mean, we had Wii U titles sell more than it. Like, we had Wii U titles like Zombie U, which isn't as good as Metal Gear. You know, Metal Gear Rising sell more than that game. I mean, come on. I don't understand the logic behind some of these third-party studios, but you know what? That's my burn on Kojima and Metal Gear. I'm definitely going to do a Furious Francis side of things right now, and I'm keeping myself calm, but I'm actually really not happy with it at all. But anyway, what do you guys think about as far as Kojima saying that he couldn't use the gamepad? But I want to add one more thing to that just before I wrap this up. There is actually going to be a companion app for Metal Gear Solid 5 to where it's like you can use like a tablet and there's like stuff that you can do on there. But Kojima said that he doesn't know what to do with the gamepad, but he knows what to do with the companion app. And not only that, but he also said he's thinking about Kinect and Smart Glass integration for the Xbox One version of Metal Gear Solid and for the Xbox 360 version. So it's like, okay, you can think of stuff for that, but you can't think of stuff for something that's built into the system. I mean, seriously, Microsoft, Kojima, you're getting paid off, but hey, whatever. Alright, so that basically wraps it up for the show today. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me. Definitely, we got all sorts of good stuff on Playeressence.com. We're definitely going to be rolling out more stuff as the week comes to an end. Remember, you can check that out in the description below. And remember, also check out our Facebook like page. When you like us on Facebook, you get all of our content sent straight to your PC, phone, tablet, all of that. It's actually really, really cool. Alright. I'm Furious Francis, and that basically wraps up the Player Essence Cross Nintendo vidcast. We will see you guys next time. Peace.